Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman,
My name is Brian.
and this is more of Euro Truck Simulator 2. And what we're doing in this episode is we are taking our actual truck closer to Scandinavia to hopefully try and pick up the last 2 achievements in Scandinavia, which will be easier to do with our own physical truck. We wouldn't be all the way down in Istanbul or down in the southern portion of the existing map if not for the fact that the game got updated like the before stream yesterday, or before stream the day before yesterday, I should say, to 1.45. So as a result of that, we ended up getting ported all the way back to our headquarters. So we have to go all the way north to get to Scandinavia again with our actual physical truck, because I do not know another way that we might be able to fast travel the truck. In any event, we are taking train axles to Pernik, from Pernik to Krakow, and I have rigged the map that you can see here with hitting as many actual city centers that we have not hit before to tag them and also pick up question marks inside of their locations. So we will be making achievement progress and actual roadmap progress, which is currently at 32.13%. I have to get to 60% to get the first one of those achievements. And then past that, let me make sure my lights are on. And then past that, 100% achievement, which I believe actually isn't 100%. I believe it's closer to 96%, but still, it's a lot of road that we have to cover. So basically, I'm saying, might as well be making achievement progress along the way. Ryan is with me here. Ratchet and Gravy Coffee are in the chat, hanging out, or at least they might be. I don't know. They were a few minutes ago. And
There are 3 people in the chat, although who knows if that number's right.
we are rested up. We have a full tank of gas. Our sunglasses are on. We're on a mission from God. Everything is great. Here we go.
Nice Blues Brothers reference. I like it.
I'm glad you got that. Brian, Daniel didn't get it. So, you know, Daniel doesn't get references.
Oh, great movie, great.
Great movie.
The first one's great.
Yeah, the second one is why. Why, second one, why?
Blues Brothers 2000 was, just cash grabby.
You know, I think it's probably more likely that it was somebody's passion project. There doesn't seem to be a reason that that movie would have gotten made otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the music has always been good. I'll say that. Soundtrack, fantastic.
But I mean, they made a Blues Brothers 2000. They made a Fantasia 2000. It's like, what is happening?
Yeah. But the blues musicians in blues, the cameos, it is worth it. Well,
Is it?
arguably.
Because I remember people got turned into zombies in that movie.
Yeah, that part was ish. Like, why?
Well, we're not having a perfect run because this guy did not make a right turn when I looked down at my map, and I ran right into them. So much for that.
Yeah.
We're here for the achievement at this point.
That's right. We're here for unlocking the map.
This is me yielding.
So, there was something I was going to talk to you about earlier when you said you're...
Oh, for the record, between recordings, we hashed out the Assassin's Creed thing. If you ever want to catch the entire conversation about what goes on with that stuff, twitch.tv/HunterMun. Anybody who's watching later on YouTube.
That was a fascinating conversation. Blew my freaking mind. Yeah. But you talked earlier about doing the dots. I wanted to circle back. Like, the first AC game, very much doing the dots. What is your thought on The Witcher 3? Because
I have not played The Witcher 3.
Oh, man.
There's a certain threshold of, and now you're asking me to do the dots in fantasy. I don't have cars. I don't have planes. I don't have jetpacks. I don't have modern conveniences. And do I really care about the setting? And I don't know that I care about the setting.
Ah, man, I'm like, it's like when you told me you didn't like The Last of Us.
That's different. I actually played The Last of Us and have plenty of reasons not to like it.
Well,
because that company used to be a great company that made great games, and then it made The Last of Us. Actually, then it made Uncharted, then it made The Last of Us. And that's back-to-back series of
Yeah, I disagree.
Well, the main problems with The Last of Us is that it plays like Uncharted, and the main problems with Uncharted is that it plays like Uncharted.
Maybe because I didn't play Uncharted. Maybe that's why my perspective is a little different.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to figure out, like, okay, here's the thing about both Uncharted and The Last of Us. Here's the way you like those games. If you like the characters and the story, that's it.
Yes.
Because the
Yeah.
gameplay is kind of trash. Ratchet says more like unfarted. Wow, that sounds like a medical condition, and you should get that looked at. Like, that sounds like that could be painful. Very, very painful. You don't want to get stuck with a fart that won't come out.
Nice, Ratchet.
I agree, though.
I personally liked the gameplay. So, in Last of Us.
Here's the thing, Ryan. No other times besides Uncharted as reviewed by Greg Miller, and Zelda games as reviewed by Matt Casmancia. No other times in my life have I ever read a review of something, said to myself, "Oh, that sounds like a 7 or an 8. That sounds pretty good," and then they get a 10. Like when you have a discrepancy when you read the entire written review, and you're like, "Oh, that sounds like a 7 or an 8," and then they give it a 10. I'm like, "What?" And then you play it, and you're like, "I would dislike this game more if it hadn't gotten a 10." That's where I come out at. Like, I would dislike Uncharted and Last of Us. I would dislike them less, I should say. I would dislike them less if they hadn't scored so well. Because I'm like, I read the reviews, I'm like, this doesn't sound great. It sounds pretty good. And then I played them, and I was like, well, this isn't great. It's pretty good. And, like, fulfilled that thought. But, like, why the fuck did they get 10s?
Okay, so that first point bugs me. Like, when you're reading an article and, okay, like, this person clearly thought this was a 7 or an 8, or maybe even lower. But
well, the way they describe it, like, if they hadn't thought it was the number, they wouldn't have given it the number. Like I don't believe Greg Miller thought the game wasn't a 10.
Well,
any of the games.
Me, though. When from what you're describing, when the article is written like it should be a 7 or an 8, right, but the reviewer gives it a 10, that bugs me.
Yeah, that totally. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's happened many times, but it has happened. And those are the two occasions I think of. Like, Matt Casmancia, who might be before your time of reading IGN, he was a Nintendo team guy who I think is working for Apple now, actually, in the game division, I think. I don't know what he's doing there, if anything. But he was notorious for loving Zelda too hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't matter what it was. Zelda was a... Wow, $10,000 from Mark M. Way to go. Rock on. We're just going in here to Sophia because somehow I have traveled up this road and not gotten this question mark on the map. It might have been something that got added in a patch. Oh, man. the money is coming in. I like it. We're getting to that point where I'm about to be able to snowball.
Your people must be working hard.
Recruitment agency. Got it. Okay. So, while nobody else is around, let's just do a 3-point turn on the highway. It'll be fine. On the avenue, I should say.
It's a video game, man.
Oh, never mind. U-turn. I managed to do a U-turn. Everything is fine.
Yay. Oh, yay. In a truck, no less. Yeah.
Alright, so we got that recruitment agency. We have to get all of them on the map, so that's progress. Nothing else happens. We did that. We did the thing. But yeah, you know, because that's why I always try and read the written review. I don't go by the numbers. Metacritic is cute. Rotten Tomatoes is cute. Those are fine. If that's what you want to go by, that's okay. But, like, those are aggregates, so that means that something's got to even out. But in the grand scheme of things, if I want to know what somebody thinks about it, written review or a full-on video review of the thing. And those are my preferred. And when I read those reviews, I was like, oh, yeah, this sounds pretty okay. Not really a game that necessarily be for me, but, like, because when you say it's a 10, to me, that implies that on some level, even if it's not your type of game, it could be your type of game. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you reach the level of a 10, even if that's not really your thing, in my head, it's gotten to, like, but it's a 10, so it's, like, maybe the pinnacle, like, the best version of that, and maybe I've just never experienced that at its best, so it could be a thing I'd become.
I tend to gear towards, if someone gives something a 10, this game is technically, storytelling, how it's developed, it's perfect. Like, this.
Well, no.
is the ultimate-
A 10 by IGN scale is what I go by, is masterful. It means it's just about the best executed you could be. It's not perfect. Nothing is perfect, and no 10 should mean that.
I don't know, man. I mean, if you're giving something a 10, it, at the very least, it has to mean it is the ultimate version of said thing.
I mean, I remember back in the day, I gave Metroid Fusion an 11.4.
11.4. Wow.
I reserve the 11 for the... No. This is, like, the fucking best this shit can be. Like, that's what I thought at the time. I probably wouldn't stand by that ruling, but on the grading scale, yeah, Metroid Fusion would probably rock a 10. If I was only going to 10... But then again, Metroid Dread, pretty much a 10. So...
What I have played of The Witcher 3, I would probably give that game an 8 or a 9.
I think the quality of Grand Theft Auto 5 has held up over the years, so I would probably say it's probably a 10. I don't think 4... I thought 4 was kind of a 10 when it came out, but I don't really think that now. I think 4 is probably, like, safely like a 9 or an 8.5.
I would easily give San Andreas, like, a 9 or a 10.
Oh, I mean, San Andreas, easy 10. Absolutely easy 10.
What would you give Zelda Breath of the Wild? No question in my mind. 10.
Probably on the grading scale, I'd probably have to go with a 10. Because now anybody listening to us is going to be like, they're just giving 10s to everything. Like, well, no, there are tens of thousands of games we're not talking about right now.
I'm going out of
Breath of the Wild is in my top 5 Zeldas. I think it's in my top 3 Zeldas, actually.
I am going out of my way to suggest great games, so I want to clarify that for whoever, just to get an idea of what our personal 10s are.
Well, do you think the Uncharted games are 10s?
I haven't played a single Uncharted game, so...
Okay, do you think The Last of Us 1, or The Last of Us Part 1, or The Last of Us Remastered, do you think any of those are a 10?
I would say an 8.5. I would give...
You know what? If you said 8.5, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, not really mine, but yeah, sure. I would probably grade them in the 7s because I think that they are good for what they are, but they're not. But they're definitely not the best at what they are.
I think 8 is what IGN considers a good game. I would consider 8.5 or a great game.
No. I think it's a great game. I think 8 is great. I think 9 is excellent.
Yeah.
I think 7 is good.
Oh, yeah, 8.5, but close to a 9. Like, dangerously close to a 9, in my opinion.
Okay, that's, and I'm not gonna knock anybody that's their own, but I'm just like, I just don't think, like, for me, most games that I would grade as a 10, they have to be, like, the excelling at the best of what they are. And the thing is, everything that the Uncharted games did, everything that the Last of Us games did for gameplay-wise, like, that company has made better games, and I have loved their better games, and it makes me so sad that we don't get any more of the games in the series of their better games. Which, obviously, I mean the Jak and Daxter legacy. Like...
I haven't played those.
Well, I recommend them even if the modern-day ports are not as awesome as their original run. There's a couple more bugs. They're in wider screen. I don't think the resolution, like, they haven't made true remasters. They're basically porting them, and porting them comes with issues. But I played them on PlayStation 3 and they still hold up. So I would say that's probably the case. There is a PS4 collection, for example, which is not as good as the PlayStation 3 collection, I think. So, but it's not like, I don't think it makes the games bad. It just makes it so that, yeah, fuck you with your speeding violation. I already ran headlong into a truck. I'm talking. I'm doing more important things right now.
Not care. She is just trying to get the achievements. Get out of the way.
Everything is fine. If you don't believe me, check exclamation point status in the chat.
Oh, I'm gonna do it.
Oh no, you're gonna do it? That's a cheat code. That's one of my little code things. If you do exclamation point status, to check the status currently in the chat.
What is the status of the world? Tell me. Oh,
That
I missed
stouts? Stouts?
I misspelled it.
You did. Nightbot checks the current conditions and acknowledges everything is fine. There you go. Everything is fine.
I can't believe I misspelled it. I'm gonna, yeah. Misspelled status Stokes.
I mean, I used a lot of stoats in Inscription, so
Turn left.
pretty sure that's with an O though.
What would you give Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
Oh man, a score?
Yes.
8.5.
Honestly, I agree with that. I agree with
It's
that. Very.
it was the second game, like the game that it was the first game that really hit it home for me. The premise that a game can be too large. I was always somebody who was disregarding games can be too big. I'm like, well, some games are just bigger than other games. Like, no. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is officially too fucking big. I reached maximum level at 90 hours.
Wow.
By the time I had reached Platinum, and Platinum was more like a progression of doing stuff in the game and not like going out of my way to grind things. I didn't really feel like I was grinding. I was doing the map. I was enjoying the gameplay. Even though I reached maximum level at 90 hours, when I reached Platinum, it had been 135 hours. And I honestly don't register all that time as, like, I don't know, like, it feels like that same amount of stuff I did could have been done in less time, I guess I'm saying. Because when I think about playing a Disgaea game for 200 to 400 hours, or Skyrim for 175, I don't think of that as the same not actually doing more stuff or making more levels as I do Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Like, playing an MMO, I've played MMOs that I probably put more time into. City of Heroes I definitely put more time into, but I never felt like this game needed to be over. Like, I was feeling playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I was literally thinking to myself, this game needed to have ended tens of hours ago.
We are going back to that game that you just name dropped. You said City of Heroes?
Yeah, City of Heroes.
I have always wanted to play that. Being a fan of superhero games, I remember.
It's currently up on free-to-play servers run by fans right now.
I remember seeing it in the store, like back before I was probably even aware of what a PC game was fully. I remember seeing it in a store, and I was like, "This looks like my game. This looks like my kind of game."
It is one of the best multiplayer experiences in an MMO I've ever had.
I don't usually like MMOs, but everything I've seen about this game,
So what would you say? Now think about this for a second. If you're playing some MMO, what would you think you would say would be the thing that would most often keep you from hanging out with your friends playing that game? Besides the monthly expense. Just putting that aside.
Honestly, I don't like being rushed. I like doing my own thing. And usually when you're with other people, you kind of do what the group wants to do. Sometimes it's not.
See, my answer is very specifically, I'm not their level. They're more dedicated, or they're doing something different than me. In City of Heroes, when it first launched, the leveling in the game is done by slotting enhancements. Every power can take 1 to 6 enhancement slots, and they can enhance, or the enhancement slots can allow you to slot enhancements for specific types of things. Recharge time, more damage, taking less stamina, granting more stamina, or healing when it heals, or they have different things that can be slotted there, and you can slot them. So the game makers have said basically there's a minimum, there's a maximum that any power can do in any one of these, so they can account for it, which is nice. So they can account for it on this spectrum, but more importantly, it's percentages. It's not points. So it says when you're early in the game and you have the most basic enhancements, you get like 7% increase in damage or something like that is the enhancement. When you reach a higher level, you can start using nicer enhancements, so you can get like 15%, and then like 30% or 33% or something like that. And these, regardless of your total level, can scale. So, okay, now again, say you're a different level than your friends. Your friends are going into a higher level zone that you can't participate in because you would just get absolutely wrecked, totally ganked, destroyed. In City of Heroes, if you use the side-kicking system, what that does is that brings your functional mathematical level up to 1 less than the person you're sidekick with. And you get sidekicked to them, so say they're level 27 and you're level 14, you have the second level nicer enhancements, you get sidekicked up to level 26 functionally for the course of that mission. And so your damage scales, your health scales, all your points, all your numbers scale, and you're 1 less than the person you're sidekicked to on the mission. And that makes it so that as long as you have enough people who are low level and high level, you can do team-ups of sidekicking, which allows the person to get up to the level to be able to join the mission, because normally they wouldn't be able to, but 1 less than recommendation, or 1 less than the person in charge, is like not a huge deal, but it still puts you at a little bit of a lower level. It still gives you something to strive for, and it lets you go on these higher missions. And then, Ryan, on top of that, later, in a few patches later, I think like episode 6 or something like that, because all their expansions were episode numbers, they introduced exemplaring. Exemplaring basically, okay, so the influence system is basically the money system of the game, right? You get experience points, you get influence whenever you beat up something, whenever you complete a mission, whenever you do something. Exemplaring makes it so that you become the level of a lower level friend, so you can do their lower level missions, and instead of experience points, you just get straight influence. You get like extra influence. So you literally get your money, your influence more for going through content that won't get you experience points to help your friends, and you get to hang out with your low-level friends going through their low-level missions. And that shit is amazing. It's such a good system.
Dude, I'm looking at the requirements for this game, like the minimum system requirements. I think I might be able to run this.
Thanks to Nikki Fizz, who just followed. Welcome to the party. Consider using !vote in the chat to pull up the current poll for what games you'd like to see me play on stream. Because if you're following the channel and you vote in the poll, it's not only likely that you'll get notified when I go live for following, but that you might get notified for going live for a game that you want me to play because you voted for it in the poll. It's a whole thing that happens. Rosarka F couldn't find a job and returned empty-handed. Fuel and maintenance cost is negative 800 euros. Yikes. Okay.
Yikes, poor lady.
So you're looking at... Yes, City of Heroes was... I think it was launched around the same time as World of Warcraft, maybe like a year later, so I think it's like 2003, 2004. So it should actually be older than your computer, actually.
Yeah.
Possibly around the same time as your computer, actually.
Haha. But yeah, the video card doesn't. GeForce 2 Radeon 8500, 32 megabytes direct 3D card. I mean, yeah, I think. I think mine is better than that. Let's see.
Oh, hey, we might be getting a poll vote. Nice.
I wish there was a more straightforward way to see my system requirements. Like, well, the
What version of Windows is that old box running?
Well, it's updated to Microsoft Windows 11.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That does not seem physically possible, but sure. Right. Papers, please. Checking documents.
Oh, dude. Speaking of, I really want to get back into that game. Papers, please. It's really fun.
Yeah, there's a game that's gonna be on the birthday list. That is a spiritual successor to Papers, Please. That's more about like Europe and Brexit, and it's called Not Tonight, where you play as a bouncer for like parties and stuff. And I've been friends picked it up for me at some point because it was on my wish list, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. So it's gonna be on the birthday list. So is Unmetal, which is like a top-down Metal Gear from back in the day, but it's also super satiring of the Metal Gear games. That's going to be on the next poll.
Dude, I would pay to watch you play the original GTA. Like the original, like the top-down.
And the original GTA is super rough, though.
Really?
I couldn't get far in it or Grand Theft Auto 2. Grand Theft Auto 2 is actually the one that got me into the series. I love the music in that game and the chat radios and just messing around in the open world. I basically didn't do any missions in Grand Theft Auto 2, but I played it a bunch just messing around.
Sounds like me in Skyrim, like the first time I played Skyrim.
Interesting. Skyrim doesn't seem like it would be conducive to that, but sure.
Well, you can do a lot of messing around in Skyrim, just doing random shit. Well, not at the first part of the game, just at various parts.
I did not account for. I need a rest area. Is that a rest area? That's a rest area. Let me get a rest area going on over here. We'll hit that.
Time to get the job done.
How much time before I actually am super tired? 3 hours? Yeah, that's plenty of time. Plenty of time.
At the round.
That's realistic to what time I will be super tired in real life.
Well, okay then. Man, this is a nice. I'm glad I went out of the way to like. This is a little rural town that has got like rough, unpaved roads and stuff like that. It's very unique. I like it.
I'm in love with the design of this, like the little towns and like. Yes.
You know, are you seeing this one on screen right now? Like, this is a nice little place. This reminds me of like areas around here. Excluding that everybody has nice walls that, you know, I can't run into their yards, but besides that, it's pretty much like this.
Yeah. I would love a truck game that like lets you get out of your truck and like walk around the world to maybe like do things like maybe it's just like a full trucker simulation of some sort.
I wish that there were more games that merely simulated like all this stuff, like whether it be truck or taxi driving. Like that's why I've enjoyed the Grand Theft Autos, and you know why I enjoyed a lot of Grand Theft Autos for like a decade before we had one Grand Theft Auto for a decade.
Man, I would.
A lot of people don't realize I'm 96.8 red light violation. Oh, I misunderstood where the... Well, alright. I mean, if you're going to violate me, then fine. I'll just keep going. You're going to be that way about it. I know what I said.
Yes. I caught it.
I mean, I didn't. It just came out before I was done. But you know what? That also out of context. In any event.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
we need a good taxi driving game. Oh, hi, Gare for.
I think that's Gaffer Effects. I think it's Gaffer Effects. Welcome to the party, pal.
Gaffer Effects. What's up, Gaffer Effects?
If we're saying that wrong, please correct us. How you doing?
Don't know why I struggled with your name.
Sometimes you really have to stare at the names, man. Sometimes.
My brain was just on. Nikki Fizz is in the chat. They said vote. What's up, Nikki Fizz? Gaffer FX?
Yeah, well, because she showed up and she followed, and I was like, oh, or I assumed, I'm sorry, they showed up and they followed. That was incorrect to me. I gotta start with the days. And, I'm good. Hunter was right. There you go. Alright, so, Gaffer FX. Which, once you've said it, it kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit. It's pretty good.
Yeah, is that like, so do you work in like movies or something? Or are you like, I believe a gaffer is someone who works on a movie.
I don't know that one. Is that a thing?
Or
This is a nice yellow rimmed bridge. I've never seen this particular texture setup before. It's a long curve though. I am speeding up to unsafe velocities.
But you mentioned taxi games earlier. I remember a more arcadey game. I think it was called Crazy Taxi.
Come on, get set! Crazy Taxi! Yes.
There
It's
hasn't
party
been,
time!
like,
Let's have some fun!
oh, memories. I don't think I've played like a taxi driver simulator though. Like where it simulates various jobs that a taxi driver might have, or things that a taxi driver does. That's an untapped genre.
I mean, it seems like I've looked at this and thought to myself, why has nobody made a taxi driver mod? And I think the true answer to that question is because this focuses on the highways and the major throughways that are used for
Ready to turn right.
freight transport, that it's probably not conducive to being able to like use the same type of roads for tax. Like you basically get what I'm saying. Like there's not major stops that are in cityscapes and stuff like that because you'd be stopping a lot more frequently. All right, let's fill up the tank because it is my truck.
I should check on Steam and see if there's a taxi simulator out there.
And we're going to come over here and we're going to rest, which is unfortunately going to make it like 2 in the morning. Oh, wait, hold on. I've got a World of Trucks thing, so I can actually sleep twice in a row and it won't negatively affect my arrival time. Oh, I think I told you about this the other night, Ryan. So if you look at my... Oh, in a second here. 1 second. Okay, so it's super dark, but we don't want super dark because we're trying to find locations and stuff like that.
Right.
What are you delivering where? That's a great question. I think we are delivering train axles, and we are going... we are going to... I can't say that. Banskay Bystrica? I am stupid American, and I got like a D- in geography, so... So, that is where we were going. Wait, F8? Oh, F6. Hold on. I have buttons of misfired. Oh, you're right. That's what I was on. So, Ryan, if you see on the screen right now, when it says time remains, it's got the little blue number indicators and the little blue timer. That means that my time for arrival is based on real world time, not in-game time, which is why I was able to sleep 2 back-to-back times because it didn't make time progress. Or it didn't make hold on. There we go. It didn't lose me time on arrival. As long as I get to where I'm going in the next like 3.5 hours, which unless something goes terribly wrong and I start falling asleep at the wheel, that's going to happen. Like unless I literally myself start falling asleep at the wheel. Hey, Valentino made me some money. I think Valentino's my newest driver. Oh no, we got a little construction on the road. Narrow lane.
There are actually some taxi simulator games on Steam. So there you go.
My favorite version of Crazy Taxi is turning on the flying cars cheat code in San Andreas and doing the taxi cab missions.
Oh.
Because
Yeah,
having a combination of flying DeLorean, because your tires even go down like you're in the flying DeLorean. So having a combination of like flying DeLorean physics and taxi cab delivery stuff, it's so much fun. That's my favorite, but besides that, original Crazy Taxi for Dreamcast, absolutely. And ultimately very disappointed in most subsequent Grand Theft Auto games that are, I believe, past 4? I think 4 was the last time we really had taxi cab missions.
There were some really interesting, like, people you could just randomly pick up, like, events in GTA 5, though.
Yeah, the taxi cab missions in GTA 5 were tied to a mission building, and I think they might have been in 4, but I don't remember. I think maybe 4 and 5 both did it, so like there were a set number of passengers and they had like story things to them. I like the more random variable of like there's a certain number of stops, there's a certain number of people, and we will pick from all of them and throw them together, and you'll just make do with what you got. Like, if we had more things where there were, like, more random events on the roads, like this right here, like there's construction or something, or there was a wreck, and you had to, like, figure it out really quick, you know, if you're doing, like, a Crazy Taxi situation, that would be pretty fun, but, you know, we just have, there was a game that came out a few years ago, I think it came out on Nintendo Switch, which I never got to play, I think is also on Steam, which is basically like an homage to Crazy Taxi. I heard that it was not that great, but I mean, I don't know. I didn't get to try it. Kind of like there's whatever it's called, like Bombfest Cyberfunk or whatever is the name of. There's a game.
Take the first
Apparently, I was speeding. Yeah, I don't really care anymore, guy.
exit.
I'm nearing the end of my
Wow,
night.
You are breaking all the rules. Oh.
Ryan, I'm rich. I'm breaking the rules of life. In this game, I have so much money I don't care about the occasional fine, and I'm doing this for the achievements. When I accidentally just looked away at the chat and smashed headlong into an approaching, like a vehicle that was driving in front of me because they had come to an improper stop, I was like, well, this run is bunked 45 seconds in. So here we go. My perfect was off the table real fast. But also, I make so much money in the game that the occasional fine is not like a huge thing to me. In fact, I think I'm making most of my money from my employees at this point. It's not quite snowballing out of control, but it's entertainingly getting there. Oh, interesting. There's a viewpoint up ahead and I've got... that looks more like the lakes around here that I know about that are mostly green rather than somewhat transparently blue. that seems more like where I'm from. You'll see it. You'll probably see it again in here in a second. Yeah, look at that. That's absolutely alginess. Like that is green.
Well, I am on such a delay. I'm just now seeing it now. Oh, that's beautiful. Mm.
It's beautiful and it's very green.
Yes. Is there any way to still view the chat in full screen mode?
Yeah. There should be a little button down at the sprocket.
Rocket.
Gaffer FX asks, never deliver World of Trucks trailers. Are they any different from basic deliveries? I think they're just a way for the game to give more missions, but more importantly, to what I was saying to Ryan a few minutes ago, that blue indicator for... What? What are you doing, Siri? Alright, that blue indicator that says how much time is left is based upon actual real-world time and not in-game time. So if you want to do something like sleep an additional sitting so that you can make it daylight or something like that, you can do that. I think it's also a place to get events. The World of Trucks is where you get events things. Totally forgot about that. Last year I shipped a lot of COVID vaccines because there was an event that was going on. That happens from time to time. Sometimes if they want to like support a charity, they have milestones where if the community delivers a whole bunch of things in a certain amount of time, that they'll donate to charity some amount. So World of Trucks is good for the deliveries are good for a few things, but yeah, they're not necessarily necessary if you're just playing the game to play the game. Huh. It's a nice soccer field. I'm sorry, football. I meant this nice football field.
Yeah, we're in Europe.
It's definitely, well, it's to be fair, it should probably always be football. It's definitely football.
Get ready to turn left.
I'm getting ready to turn left.
The scenery around here, man, it's like a little country,
Turn left.
like rural town or something. Like seeing all these, yeah.
Yeah, this is a lot of what you have to look forward to if you start shipping through South Carolina. I will say that. It's going to be, at this rate, it'll be like 10 years before we get a South Carolina expansion to American Truck Simulator. Not for you, though. For you, it's going to be like 2 years before your state, probably. So,
I mean, I guess I don't care where if people know in a general sense.
well, that is not up for me to decide, though. I'm leaving that ball in your court.
All right, I am in Oklahoma. I would love to be able to drive through Oklahoma. Hopefully, by the time I have a rig that can play this game, and I can play this game, I can play I can play American Trucking Simulator in my home state.
Yeah, they're kind of like expansion. They're kind of like standalone expansions because they're playing off the same engine, and they're getting the same upgrades like a week or so apart. Oh, that sounded fun. Hey, Gaffer FX with the follow. Thank you so much. If you've not done so, you can follow that link that Nikki asked for a little while ago for the current poll, or use !vote in the chat. That will allow you to vote for what games you want to see me play on stream. Euro Truck Simulator 2 is currently winning, which is why I'm currently playing it.
And why
wow, these people must be local because they are hightailing it down this no line 2-lane road. Look at those people fly by me. Jeez.
It's funny you think the game has that much baked in lore. I mean, it would be interesting.
Which game has a big... Hey, Resetia discovered. Never been here before.
Nice.
Balkan Explorer, I think that's a 25 of 30. Kind of missed that.
That guy was... Man, some of these people are speeding past.
Oh, wait, you mean because they're local to... No, it's just... You know, you comment on what you see, man. There are people around here that... You know the only reason they're going 88 miles an hour on a 45 mile an hour road is because you know that they know there's no cops on this road ever, and that they're local enough to know that they travel it all the time and they haven't gotten in trouble for it. Like, that's what I'm talking. When you see people going that flat out speed, oh, this is interesting. I like this. This is nice. There's like a walkway in it. Oh, right, because we're in Europe, so they actually have walkways on the side of the roads, which we don't really in America.
That's sweet. I just got the screen like 5 seconds ago where it said Resetia discovered, so there's definitely a delay.
Yeah, you're having a delay.
Yeah.
If I knew the game could handle it, I would share screen on Discord. Then you'd have like more. You'd have more current.
Yeah, it's all good.
You don't have sidewalks in America? I mean, we do in cities.
Go straight.
So I guess that's not, but not normally under bridges like that. Like we don't have that I passed a moment ago. Where like
I've seen one like that in Oklahoma City. I feel like there was a bridge that had a little place where you could walk along the side of the road.
Yeah, and even in cities, the sidewalks are not ubiquitous. They're not definitely a thing you're going to have everywhere you go. Our many of our avenues have sidewalks, but like a lot of our avenues do not. And it's very uncommon to see like what you just saw there, where there's like at all a walkway underneath a bridge that allows people to step up and step down.
Now, in bigger cities, I know I've seen more things like that.
Keep left and then turn.
I mean, in some cities they have actual biking lanes here in America, but that is not common at all.
I don't think I've ever seen a biking lane.
They've renovated it in you've seen it in America, Ratchet? Because aren't you in Canada? They renovated some of the roads in Colombia that I think they put in some biking lanes, but all it really did for us was increase accidents because people would not respect the fact that you're not supposed to drive your car down the green strip of road that is actually for bikes. Yeah, that's how American, like, in the past decade, we've installed the only roundabouts I've seen in this state. Whereas apparently that's more common in the Northeast.
Go straight on.
But as I am originally from New York, I can't say that I've seen a lot of roundabouts in New York. I mean, I have in recent years through renovations, but... Oh, you've seen it in Canada. That sounds like a Canadian thing. You gotta keep in mind, Ratchet, Canadians' government cares more about their citizens than American governments, so...
Yo, the hot takes. Oh.
That's a absolutely frigid cold take, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, political, social commentary. Not.
It says I am a progressive on my Twitch description. People know what they're getting into, theoretically. Except for that guy who thought I voted for Trump, and I was like, what are you talking... No, what are you talking about?
He clearly hasn't talked to you at all.
Right, clearly hasn't talked to me at all, but on top of that, like, it says I'm a progressive. If it said I was a populist, you could have gotten away with that, because Trump was a fake populist, right? But, like, if it said it was but it doesn't, it says I'm a progressive, which means I'm a crazy left radical or some shit. Like, that's what that means. So, no, I would not vote for Trump.
Right, and then continue.
So, I wanted to make a joke before I forgot. Ratchet Lover.
Well, that's the best time.
Go straight on.
I'm just gonna
Then turn
guess,
right.
based upon your name, that you did not like the Ratchet and Clank series of games. I'm so sorry. I'm.
So you're being
guessing by your
sarcastic.
name.
You're being sarcastic?
Yes. Yes.
Ratchet-
Yes.
Okay, Ratchet is my original repeat viewer. Ratchet is the oldest person who's ever been following my stream for more than 2 years now, who has come back with like 3 different names, but like they've all basically been Ratchet Lover. So first of all, there's that. Secondly, Ratchet is on the Discord and periodically shares pictures of all the plushies and collectibles. Ryan, why you gotta be rude like this? Look at that! He's got a Ratchet freaking out emote for you. Look what you've done. How dare you?
I was wondering if that was.
That's not a joke. That's a troll. So you were inspired by my retelling of the troll from the other night, that you decided to try and troll someone in my chat? How dare you? You are my guest here. That is massively inappropriate.
Ratchet, I was just giving you a hard time. I thought you maybe were the person in the Discord. I love the remake. Okay, I love the Ratchet and Clank remake. I haven't played any
Wait,
of the other games.
there's not a. Oh, you mean the retelling? James does temp says, "Hey, I'm getting a PC tomorrow. Can't wait to get this game. First time joining stream. Oh, welcome to the party. If you think that you might be back, consider following the channel and also using !vote to vote in the poll for what games you want to see me play on stream. I'll be setting a new schedule sometime in the next 12 hours for the next 3 days. That made sense, right? I will be setting the schedule in the next 12 hours for the next 3 days. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess that maths out. That works. That's what I meant. Hey, with the follow, thank you so much. Wow, I'm getting close to that 220 I thought I'd try and hit for my birthday in a month. Nice. Sorry, Ryan. I seem to be talking over you. What are you saying?
No, it's fine. I know you said you like to talk a lot. We both like to talk a lot. Oh man, just 2016. Why don't you play the? I know. I want to play the new one, but I don't have a PS5. Ugh.
Are any of the Ratchet games in the new version of PS Plus that you can get to?
Huh?
Oh, well, James, that would be awesome if you could subscribe. That would mean a whole lot. That's awesome. No pressure, but absolutely, that'd be super nice of you.
Sorry, I feel like that. They have the tiered system for PS Plus now, so I would have to get like the highest tier of PS Plus, I think. And
yeah, luckily to get Stray, I only need like one tier up. I'm thinking about. I'm definitely Stray is winning for the game. Or last I checked, since people have been voting for the last hour or two. Last I checked, Stray is winning on the poll for the game people would like to most see me start by like a wide margin. So that will happen either this week or next week. It will probably happen next week because I will probably be finishing Spider-Man this week so that I can send it back to Daniel because I am borrowing it. But after that, I will be plunking down the money to have access to Stray and basically be renting it and have a good time. And then it'll probably be over fast enough, theoretically, that I might start Death Stranding.
Oh, dude, I want to co-stream that, like, be on when you play that, just so we can commentate on it, because man, I don't know if you would like that game.
I don't know either, but at the same time, it's Hideo Kojima, and I gotta give him the benefit of the doubt because, you know, he's done well for me in the past. I wasn't originally a fan, but there was something I absolutely hated about Metal Gear Solid 2, and then later I hated about Metal Gear Solid 2, but then the third time I played Metal Gear Solid 2, when my friends were like, "Why are you borrowing this game from us again? You don't like it." I'm like, "I think I should like it though. There's something there. I don't know what it is." And the third time I played it, I was like, "Okay, I'm not here for the gameplay. I'm here for the story. Let's just see what happens." And I followed the story, and it took me like 16 hours to get through the game and all the cutscenes, and I was like, "Wait, I really like that. Wait, so you're not supposed to So the gameplay is secondary to enjoying the story? Well, that's interesting." And then I played 3, and then I played Twin Snakes, and then I played 4, and yeah. And then 2 years ago on stream, I played Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake for the first time. You can find those on the YouTube channel, !YouTube on the chat, for anybody watching live. And you can see my original playthrough of those games. I did my best to play without a walkthrough to start with, and then with the caveat that I knew it was possible to mess up your save file in Metal Gear and not be able to finish the game, and I made sure not to do that. That train just appeared in reality.
Whoa.
That was super weird.
Okay.
GafferFX says, "Damn, why do you have so many weird channels in Discord?" So that people can maintain continuity of... Hold on. So people can maintain continuity of conversation in particular channels. I'm thinking about making a heading and having a general gaming chat, and then just like permanently put in State of Play and Nintendo Directly and stuff like that. Because the gaming channel gets the most life.
Yeah. Oh, I also want to watch you play Stray, man, because that game looks cute. Come on.
Sorry, the game was very insistent that I was somehow not making enough trajectory to get through that roundabout, and I bumped.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what? It's whatever it is. We're nearing the conclusion of whatever existence we're having. So, but the Discord server is set up the way it is so that people can talk about movies and television shows and anime and all this stuff independently, and can carry on a conversation rather than just everything dropping into the general chat, which is the spawn point. I suspect we're approaching the threshold where trolls are probably going to invade, so I should probably make the, I'm having a speeding violation at 38 kilometers per hour.
What? Is that
Exit now.
seriously?
I mean, I guess it was 30 through that stretch between the two roundabouts, but I'm still annoyed. I'm kind of making negative money for the trip at this point. We're just doing this for the achievements.
Just for the Chivos. Who cares about what part of Europe is like, oh, you need to go? I mean, maybe in farming communities or something. Like,
I don't know. In that intersection, it went up to 80, so I'm like, whatever.
what? That makes zero sense.
Okay, we are here for the achievement because I have not been to this city yet, and I believe there is a question mark here in the back, so if anybody's wondering why we're going off the beaten trail, that is why.
Take the second exit.
I really want to watch you play Stray, though, man.
Yeah, well, I will be probably playing Stray soon. Ratchet looking a little sus. There's a little sus Ratchet happening.
Probably upset at me because I said I haven't played any of the original games, and
I mean, that is pretty sus.
I
Balkan
know,
Explorer,
man.
26 of 30.
Uh,
So I've discovered
if there
another
was-
city not on the map. Cool.
Ratchet, if there was a way to play them on current gen, please tell me. Okay, I should clarify. Current gen for me is PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
You can't just get a PlayStation 3. It's not like Sony makes them anymore.
Get me a job. And then
Real talk. Get Ryan a job.
real talk right now. Things get serious.
No. Let's Get Serious is Darkwing Duck. That's completely different.
Oh,
That's a
let's
different
get serious.
anthropomorphic. That is not the same one.
Oh, yep. Let's get dangerous.
Okay, so
Go straight off.
they're
Yeah.
somewhat on PS4. PS4. Okay, that's what I've been wondering if they're on the PS Plus thing.
Well, which?
Because if they have the
which
Ratchet and Clank
game-
PS3 collection playable on PlayStation 4, that would work unless,
Oh.
like most PlayStation 3 games, I think the PlayStation 3 games on the service stream, and Ryan does not have a great
Yeah.
internet connection, so that would not be
I mean,
beneficial to
it's
Ryan.
better than it used to be,
And then turn.
but I don't think I want to stream it. Can PS Vita? This person is speaking truth.
Wait,
PS
is
Vita?
there a port of the first? Is there a collection for them on Vita? Because then Ryan could use a Vita TV.
Dude, I think.
Oh, because Vita
I
can
have
emulate
that.
PS1 and PS2. Wait, PSP. Yeah, but Ratchet and Clank is PS3, PS2, the first three games. So I don't think.
I have a Vita. I own a Vita. It's somewhere.
Well then we're back to the original question. I don't know if Ratchet and Clank Collection, which came out on PS3, I don't know if it released for PSV. I don't remember. I know Sly Cooper and Jack and Daxter did. You could play Jack and Daxter on your, or you could play the Jack Collection, I'm pretty sure, on your Vita.
I have to find where it is. I don't know where my Vita is.
Well then, do you really have it? I mean, I know where my Virtual Boy is. It's right here in the drawer.
Whoa, that's a reference. Wow.
Exit now.
I have a Virtual Boy.
I do have a Virtual Boy.
Whoa.
It still functions.
Name dropping. Do you have a Mac 1? Or not one.
You mean an Apple II?
An Apple II? Dude, a Mac 1. What
A
is
Mac
that?
1.
What is that? PS Plus has.
PS Plus has QFB, ACIT. QFB is. Hold on. Quest for Booty. ACIT is be A Crack in Time. I'm bad with acronyms. I apologize in advance. A40 is All for One, and FFA is Full Frontal Assault. Oh, and Into the Nexus. So it has the last two parts of a trilogy, and then it has the shallower games that came after. So not the best examples of Ratchet and Clank. Vita has Ratchet. Oh, okay. Ratchet says Ratchet and Clank Collection is on Vita. So if you knew where your Vita was, or if you had a Vita TV, you could probably get away with that.
Okay, so what is this Vita TV thing that you speak of?
I could show it to you in a second, but the Vita TV is basically the Vita minus touchpad functionality that you can use with a PlayStation 3 or 4 controller to play Vita games on your television screen.
Dude, I should look into that.
Oh yeah, they're super cheap now. They kind of bombed.
Really? Cool.
I picked one up when it was like $30. Oh no, I haven't had a train in a while.
Ratchet, did you like the 2016 game? I played that and I really enjoyed it. The movie tie-in.
Where's this train?
I think it was.
The main problem with the 2016 game is that a lot of people think it's a remake and they don't realize that it's a remake, like sort of, but not really. It's masquerading as a remake, because what it actually is the present day Captain Quark of the story retelling the events of the first Ratchet and Clank and kind of telling the game wrong. So it's kind of a remake, but it's also not a remake. It's a retelling. That's why I call it a retelling, because Quark is an unreliable narrator telling you what happened in the original game, and he's not right about a lot of it.
Okay, I really enjoyed the 2016 game. Like, I thought the gameplay was fun.
Well, if you like the gameplay, you have up to go from there for many of the Ratchet and Clank games. Not all the Ratchet and Clank games are of the same quality, I would say, but
oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I like most. Okay, Gaffer Effect says Ratchet and Clank 1 to 3, Ratchet and Clank Trilogy, Ratchet and Clank Q4 is
30 Zone.
2016 movie game is alright. It's annoying though. Yeah. That's right. A lot of the cutscenes in 2016 were also in the movie, but like they didn't follow the exact same plot, and neither of them followed the plot of the original game exactly.
Oh, Crack in Time looks really cool. So once I get
a Crack in Time is really good. A Crack in Time's problem for playing it is that it is there is a oh my god, did I just watch a wreck happen? A wreck just happened, everybody.
Hey, I just saw it.
Guys, no, stop. Don't pull through the intersection. There's a car in the... Oh my god. Get out of my way.
Wow.
Get out of my way.
I'm just seeing a truck was just like... Move.
No, that's me with the horn.
Yeah.
So the thing is... Okay, so there's a trilogy of games inside of the Ratchet and Clank series. Kind of like there's an Ezio trilogy for no apparent reason. But in any event, the Ratchet and Clank Future trilogy starts with Ratchet and Clank Future Tools of Destruction, which is really fun. Ratchet and Clank The Quest for Booty, which was a little downloadable game, is actually the middle part of that trilogy, Ratchet and Clank Future Quest for Booty. And then all of that is followed up by Ratchet and Clank A Crack in Time, which is, I would say, my favorite game in the series. Like really solid, both as a time travel with story with time travel and stuff, as a Ratchet and Clank story, and as the concluding part of a trilogy. I think it hits all those notes and does so really well, in my opinion.
Go straight on.
So in order to get the full story, though, I would have to play like the games in order. From the trilogy within the series?
The story is most important through the first 3 games, and then the 3 games after Deadlocked, and then I assume into the Nexus, which is actually like game number 10, something like that. Ryan, I have been through the first 7?
Go straight
I
on.
think I've been through the first 7 Ratchet and Clanks. If you wanted to see what they're like, they actually begin before I have a. They are the game series I was playing when I started using a face cam. So the beginning of them don't have face cams. Like there is a playlist on YouTube, exclamation point YouTube in the chat, for being able to like go if you don't think you could play them and you just want to see somebody else play them. Oh, I can't use that sleep area. Hold on, I was trying to get a sleep area. Oh, I need this.
A sleep area?
Yeah, I need to cut the video because it's getting kind of long,
Okay. Right.
but not right now. In a second when I get to this location I'm going to, because I've got enough time left on it that's probably another half an hour of recording, and we're 5 minutes past an hour on the. So, you know, trying to keep the file down size on YouTube basically.
Yes. Gafer Effect says, "Why Ratchet and Clank have so many games? Damn, I know, right? That's how I feel as a potential newcomer to the series. I have all this stuff I need to play."
Well, there's 1, 2, and 3 on originally on PlayStation 2. Then there's a 4th game which, even though its story is kind of self-contained, it does have story elements in it that happens also on PlayStation 2. I have the PlayStation 3 collection, which has all 4 of those games together. I'm sorry, am I going the right way? What's happening? Is this... Okay. Acting a little sussy game. Acting a little sussy. And then... The first game on PlayStation 5 is the first future game. Then, like I said, there's the little downloadable game that comes out between it and the second game, but they all work together as a singular plot. So even though that second game is real short, way shorter than I expected. Like I beat it in one sitting when I restreamed it last year, or the year before last. Like it was massively short. So there's that many more games, but then they kind of started using Ratchet and Clank as like a property to do other types of games,
Exit
like
now.
multiplayer experiences and stuff like that for 2 games. And I'm in the second one of those right now, and it's a little bit of a slog, I'm not going to lie. And then after that is going to be Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus, which is the last game in the series that happens for the main story for a while. Because 2016 happens in that timeline while telling wrongly the events of the first game on the PlayStation 4, which was the only PlayStation 4 iteration we got. And then the PlayStation 5 game is actually canonically the next actual full game that happens after the events of Into the Nexus, which I've never played, which I will hopefully play by the end of the year. I'll hopefully play all of the remaining games in the series by the end of the year, and none of those games include the 3 Ratchet and Clank spin-off games that are on portable, which I think canonically don't count, so it's okay to miss them. Yeah, Ratchet says there are 6 games. That sounds right.
16 games.
16 games.
Finding a new route.
Damn. That's a lot to play. You gotta be a die-hard fan to play that many games, I'll tell you.
Yeah, or you just space them out over multiple years like I'm doing.
Right? Yeah. I have fond memories of a friend of mine who had the old school Ratchet and Clank games on PlayStation 3.
Alright,
Or
for anybody who is watching later on YouTube, we would like to thank you for watching. This has been Euro Truck Simulator 2 while talking about Ratchet and Clank and Assassin's Creed. I have been Hunter Munn,
I have been Ryan.
and we will see you in the future.